All right, it looks like we are live. Hi, everybody. If you are joining me now in the live, let me know in the comment section. Give me a hi, wave. Let me know you're there. If you're going to be here on the replay, give me something with like a hashtag replay so I know that you watched this at a later time. Let's give this video a likes up. I got something good in store for you today. I'm going to be going over the question, do you need more traffic? Now, before I address anything, it is still for me tough at times to be on video. As much video as I've done and uploaded to the channel, as many of you who have been following me, I'd prefer to be more behind the scene in the whole writing aspect of things. And so it's easier for me more to put information out that way. So I'll be covering a little bit about everything today with traffic. This will go from the Google SEO to paid, social, and all other routes. So stick with me until the very end because I'm also going to give you one of my hot tips where I'll show you how to turn that less traffic on and off and be able to convert it on almost autopilot, which brings me to my next point. A lot of us, we want automation, right? We want to automate our tasks. We don't want to specifically get on a phone call or get in a chat because we fear the thought of, oh man, this can go to the next step. This means I'm going to maybe have to get on a phone call. I'll have to show them a demo of something. And that is this insecurity and a fear-based dilemma that I get. I completely understand where you're coming from, 110%. And again, as an introverted person, it's difficult at times to want to do those things. So thank you again for being here on this live and being here because I know the time constraints we have in our day. But before I get started, I was just, had lunch earlier and then relaxed, had some leisure time to just plan out that I'd be coming on video here on YouTube. And again, your time is precious, so is mine, more so our energy. Okay. So, do you need more traffic? No, you don't. Everybody thinks in one way or another you need to produce so much content and get all the eyeballs over your competition. That's usually the stigma that in order to succeed as an affiliate marketer in agency, e-commerce, Amazon FBA, right? These models, we need the utmost amount of traffic. So what happens? We get stuck in this hole, right? Kind of like you're in a hole trying to now dig your way out of it. And you're just clawing, right? You may have nails, you may not. And you just can't surface again. And you can't breathe. And so that's what it feels like when you are doing this. You're thinking, okay, well, if I get started here, then there's no way that I'll be able to get over here. I'm watching all these YouTubers or all these bloggers or on social media, and I'm wondering, how do they get from point A to Z? Right? They must have a lot of traffic. They must get a lot of views, a lot of search traffic, a lot of social media engagement, whether that's free or paid, and then that translates into more sales, right? That's your idea of the more traffic I get, the more sales I will make. But that's not always the case, right? And I put a few pointers here. Got my little notepad out. I had to write things down. But I put something here, how traffic energy does not equate to traffic sales, meaning the more energy you put in to get the traffic, the more that will result in you getting sales. Because, hey, anytime I put energy into something, I expect the most amount of maximum return. And that is our mindset that we think when we come into specifically pertaining to this video affiliate marketing. But realistically, if you're in any other business model, then you are going to try to find ways to automate so you can get people coming to you, right? You're not the one hunting people. And that proves a different strategy all on its own. And so many people, they struggle with that. So sticking on to the concept of affiliate marketing just in this video, okay? So to my next point, how do we turn traffic on and off? And I'm not here talking out from a script. I have bullet points just so I make sure I'm cohesive and I'm following different timestamps. So how do you turn the traffic faucet on, off? Kind of like when you go to the kitchen, right? You're washing your hands before you have a meal or after. Turn it on, turn it a little bit, sprinkles out, but you turn it on full, sprays down, more pressure. And so the way you do this is by adding more content, creating more value to your target marketplace. There's no other way around that. You do it through paid and organic traffic. There's no way you can try to bypass that. It's kind of like when you're in traffic, right? And you have to come across a toll, right? What happens if you pass that toll without paying? You'll get charged. And it happened to me once, by the way. It's a story for another time. But what you need to understand is to get more traffic, you need to add more value to your marketplace. And that brings me to point number 2. Meaning that you have to understand what your market is asking for. If you're looking for traffic in the first place, you have to go to the market and understand what is the market communicating with the audience and the consumers. There's 2 different points of views. There's the fan acquisition strategy, and then there's a customer acquisition strategy. So fan being, well, I need to see how I can turn traffic into audience. Right? How can I then turn that into a customer? You cannot just skip from audience to customer, right? And so many people, they do. The problem with that is when you go from how do I create content, once I have that content, we think, okay, immediately I'm going to turn them into a sale. And that is a big problem. Doesn't work that way anymore. You can't just grab an affiliate link and then just directly put it on your Instagram bio, Facebook page. I know these tactics. I know those people out there in Facebook groups just posting their links. They're really not helping, giving educational, informational, entertaining content. So for you, I hope that you do the opposite. And if this isn't your first time with affiliate marketing, or if you're just struggling with getting traffic, let me know in the comment section what you are struggling with. Is it pre-post traffic? Because I'll talk about a little bit in a second here. I'm going to talk a little bit about conversions. But when you have that faucet on and off, you have to know what levels of pressure you're pushing. Because like the sink, you turn it on a little bit, it can rain, but your lever is your content, right? You're turning it on. Nope, you can't. You're stuck right here. Okay, you're opening it up a little bit more. Open. What happens? More pressure comes out, more volume. And it comes in a direct, more linear path. It doesn't just shoot out. And so in the very beginning, if you're just getting started, what happens, like I did in the beginning, is I just started putting content out there, and my format was in a blog. And so what happened was I was doing the spray method. So I just turned on the faucet a little bit here and there, and then just little peaks just went left and right. But when I finally started cranking out more content and adding more value to my marketplace, what happens? Yeah. And so without that doesn't need to be said. We think it, right? So like myself, I'm more of a cerebral person. That's why you don't see me a lot of the times going live here, but I do in the group. If you're not in the Facebook group, I'll make sure to leave a link for that in the comment section. If not now, after that, so you can get in there. And I'll be reposting that in there as well. So if you want to watch this at a later time, go ahead and do that. But what you need to understand is the turning the traffic on or off is all about adding more value, right? You have to understand the more fundamental core principle, the framework, before you understand how to actually get that traffic and turn them into a sale. Because I know we all want that, right? You do, but you have to understand that turning it on and off is very important. So when you turn it off, that could mean you're creating less content, you're creating no content. And in return, what you're getting is nothing, or you're getting less traffic or equal traffic to what you were getting before. That was my problem in the beginning as well. I was doing a lot of content. After the first week, I realized that, but I wasn't really getting anywhere. My traffic wasn't growing. The reason for that was I wasn't speaking to what the marketplace wanted. And so you have to follow what the marketplace is asking, no matter what. That's why you see people like Grant Cardone. You see all these different YouTubers. How do they make it? Well, because they jump on a trend. A lot of the time, these people who are affiliate marketers, a lot of them are gurus, by the way. Uh, they are more scammier type gurus. But what happens is they jump on a trend, and that's why you see them succeed so well, is because not of that one strategy, not because of that one tactic, because they jump on a trend. And if you do that, what happens? That lever, you could put out one piece of content. It's all you need in the right platform at the right time, at the right place. And then that brings in the Noah's Ark flood, right? The whole water gushing through. And so that's one way you can get a lot more traffic. I don't want to spend too much time talking about how to get a lot more traffic, but that's one way. And it really is the biggest one, is following a market trend. Understanding that when people launch products, you could get behind that without going into the specific details. And so to get more traffic, what these people do, and sometimes I do myself on a product launch, I'll get behind an affiliate product if I really believe in it. I've used it myself. And I will go ahead and put it on my blog, or I will go ahead and make a YouTube video out of it, or I will go ahead and put it as a part of my email sequence that then gets shot out to my group. So you have to think about that. If you want to get more traffic, think about the market trend, what is being asked. And you can do something simple as going to answers.com, Quora, you have Answer the Public, Google Trends, BuzzSumo, BuzzFeed. You have so many different routes you can go into. I just named a few of them, but you can figure out what is out there in the market. What are people speaking to, so you can get behind that before or even after the product has been launched. And so that is one of the biggest differentiating mathematical, in a sense, factors that I've been able to push myself through, realizing that people who are jumping on product trends really can boost your traffic. So if you are anything like me, if you've already gone started and you're noticing you get very little amount of traffic, and I still do for certain types, then try that out. See what your trend is going on in your market, and speak to that. Get behind that. And then what normally could happen is, let's say you make a blog post about it. Excuse me, like I would do, and I post it for the Google search engines. And so when people land on that post, I'm not only thinking about converting that person into a sale, I'm thinking about how can I convert this person into a lead if they decide not to purchase then and there, if it's a review type post, right? That's the magic behind this. And this is where it leads me into my conversion. So converting that low traffic, think about it. If I have a blog post that doesn't get a lot of traffic, and I'm going to use a blog for these examples, if you don't get a lot of traffic, then what you need to start thinking is about, how do I capture them so I can email them and build a meaningful relationship with them? And so that's where so many people fall off. You know that, you hear about it. I may not be the first person you've heard this from, and likely you are doing it. The problem is that you are too impatient. You feed into instant gratification, and don't worry, that was my huge problem in the very beginning. Let me tell you, it's very difficult to want to delay instant gratification. But once you learn that very crucial skill, you can apply that not only to business, but you apply that to your personal and physical life. So it all began for me with my personal and physical life, and then that translated into my professional affiliate digital course creation businesses. And again, if you, for the first time, are watching me, I do have multiple businesses in different niches. For affiliates, I have the health space. This is what makes me different from everybody else who's out there trying to show you affiliate marketing, right? Those gurus. What differentiates me amongst people who get behind a high ticket product, they buy in and they turn it around and resell it to other people. I've proven myself in the health space, growing in the lower back pain space. I've had that problem myself for many years, so I thought about helping people. And with all the skills that I've learned in copywriting, sales funnels, blogging, SEO, Google AdWords certified, Facebook ads, and so you name it all around digital strategist, a full stack marketer, if you want to call it that. Still iffy on the word marketer, but and even after these so many years, that wasn't the thing I went to for school. It wasn't to go to school to learn marketing. Went to go to school for Division I soccer, and then I, was good academically. Mathematics was one of my favorite subjects. Pivoted from different majors, from like sociology, then to mathematics with chemistry, and then eventually I got an interest in business. So everything kind of went like that, right? So you don't always think where you start off is where you're going to end. Don't let that be a worry. And I've done so many different jobs in many industries: manufacturing, construction, warehousing, inventory. So I have a deep perspective, unlike most people do at my age and many people older than myself. But let's stick back on topic. And at any point, if you do see me go quiet, my audience already knows this. I'm an introvert, ambivert, extrovert as well. I have those qualities. Put me in most situations, I do very well. But I keep everything up here. So when you see me going quiet, it's not because I'm ignoring you, but it's because I have a foundational principle that goes far beyond. So you see a lot of marketers and they go, right, they're very talkative or they speak fast, they got their hair gelled up, right? They do this whole show. And I get marketing, and I know how it works, but I'm usually the guy who not only is a visionary, but I love getting into the numbers and understanding how all that works. So when you see me like that, sometimes it's because I'm going through some of my notes here. I'm making additions. But thanks for sticking with me. Those of you who have been with me for some time will know that. And I am very grateful and appreciative. You don't even know. I can't express it in words, but thank you very much. So let's continue to our next point. That is being how to get more conversions with less traffic, because that is the subject of today. How do you do more with less traffic? You want to know. Michael, I know how to do more with more traffic, or I have an idea how. Even if I don't, I know I'm still getting them coming in. So in a way, I ought to make those sales, right? But you're wrong. See, if you don't have a conversion mechanism in between, so there are really 3 steps. You have the front end, which is creating your content that hopefully you're using to monetize. And so when you go out there on these platforms, blog, YouTube, social media, wherever, you are putting intent behind it. You're speaking to the market. Maybe you're jumping behind a product launch, you're jumping behind a trend, right? That's a great way to go. And you are using your marketing skills, you're using copywriting, using your knowledge of ethical persuasion, right? You're not just telling somebody to go buy something. You're not being this lazy salesperson. In fact, you don't really have to even know how to sell, right? When you get behind a company who does all that for you, you don't have to worry about that. You just got to worry about the front end, worry about the marketing, get good at that, and it'll pay you for life. Sometimes I struggle with the verbal because I'm so into the written, right? I can crush that 100% nowadays. When I get behind words, sometimes I have to practice because I hadn't done it maybe in some time. And so I need to kind of like a project in school where, you're given a day or two to pre-plan. And then when the presentation comes, you'll knock it out of the park. It just comes natural to me like that at that point. But what you need to understand is with less traffic, you have to focus on building your relationship. What does that mean? So when you are over here on the front end, putting value out that you can then hopefully monetize, right? You're speaking to the people who have a problem, have questions, roadblocks, right? They want results. And you can't just jump from here to here. You have to build the bridge in between. So you have a person here and you have the bridge, and then you have the end of the bridge where they want to be. And so you need to understand that there are those elements into this. And if you want more conversions, you need to be able to take somebody who's going to know, like, and trust you and bring them in from the content you have into your conversion mechanism. That meaning that it could be getting them into an email list. Like I said before, you have less traffic, focus on acquiring more leads. Focus on converting them into a subscriber. And those who really care about the content you have will stick to you as a subscriber. Don't worry about people who unsubscribe. Those people don't matter to you. I see people on a daily basis. I'll even send out an email and I see so many people unsubscribing. It doesn't bother me. It's not a right fit for them and me, and then it's okay. Go find somebody else who's going to help you. That's fine with me. But don't come back crying that I tried to give you all the data, all the information you needed. Now we're talking about something different. And so, you have to get that lead who has already made some kind of a relationship with your content and sat with them. They're like, yeah, I'm going to go to the next step. Now, you could do something like, hey, if you wanted this free guide where I can show you how to make $1,000 per day with affiliate marketing, then look below in the description to pick up that free guide. Plus, I'm going to give you a 100-day super affiliate roadmap so you don't have to go through the hassles that I had to struggle with in the beginning. So giving that call to action, making sure that people will sign up, that's what you do with less traffic. Don't rely on that traffic turning into a sale. I've written so many review posts on my health sites and my other ones. They don't always come from that. A lot of my sales come from email marketing. So I've set up my backend so when people subscribe to my email list, then I'm communicating with them. And that's what you want to do with less traffic. So you don't have to worry about this again. Now, there's going to be a next component, which is I'm going to talk about low, recurrent, and high ticket, and then I'm going to close this out. We're nearing on 22 minutes. I was thinking about 30 minutes for today. But let me just refresh. We're talking today about what you do with less traffic. All right. So let me know too in the comment section, are you struggling as an affiliate getting traffic? And if you are getting traffic, what do you wish you would do with it? And that's what I've been covering here. So with that less traffic, convert them into a lead. Bring them into your ecosystem. Oh no. Do you mean I actually have to build a relationship with them? Well, let me ask you this question. Do you want to build a brand? You see, so many people who are bloggers or blogging and they put their site on Google, a lot of them are behind the scene. I don't want to be that person. I wanted to be the person in front, building a personal and business brand. Right, you can do things where you don't have to show your face at all. That's what I did in the beginning. Over time, then it started to grow. I was earning, but it wasn't enough. So you want to be able to bring people from your content into your ecosystem, that being getting them into a subscriber, turning them into one, then communicating with them on a daily basis, every day, every 2, 3, 4 other day, and then dripping out that personal and business brand. Have them get to know you. What are your struggles? How can you relate with me? Oh, you don't know what I've been through. Oh, you don't? So we're all alike. You just have to get them in, build a relationship up, and it doesn't matter if you're in the low, recurring, or high ticket space. It all gels together. And so that brings me up into low traffic with high ticket affiliate marketing. So I've done all three of them. I still focus on a little bit of all. I have my low ticket sales with Amazon, ShareASale, JVZoo, a lot of them. excuse me. So I have low tickets, recurring, and then I have high ticket sales that come in. So if you're doing something where you have less traffic, then I highly recommend focusing on high ticket, right? You can get a $1,000 sale coming in, and making a $1,000 sale can be as easy as a $10, $100, and or a recurring product. Let that sit in your head a little bit. So with a high ticket product, you can focus on getting less traffic. Not have to worry about being binded to Google, maybe changing their algorithm and then something gets wiped out, because that's happened to me. And you can still recover. I'm still doing fine. But something like SEO blogging has been getting more difficult and difficult over the years. I'm just fortunate enough now to be at a spot with that blog that started in like early 2017. So I didn't start like early. I'm one of these affiliates who started later on, which means what? Well, before it was easy to go rank a video. I see so many videos out there that are so lame. Like these people haven't even, there's people talking about how to do health affiliate marketing. They have never even done it themselves, or they have, but it's low quality. That's why I created the health affiliate platform. So for you guys to understand, if you guys wanted to create a health personal and business brand in the affiliate space as well, if you have a brick and mortar physical business and you need help with that, that's where you could turn to. But what you want to do with less traffic, and if you're doing high ticket sales, is focus again on the relationship. Focus on bringing people in and communicating with them to a point where they get to know who you are and what your business is about. Right now, big time, it's about personal branding. You want to showcase a little bit more of that personal side of you. And I know it's harder for me to at times, because I'm business and personal, I keep them separate, but you want to be able to show people your personal side, because people will sit with that. They don't even have to sometimes see a product. When they connect with you personally, they'll be able to say, okay, I want that product. So I wrote down here, do the math, low ticket, went a little bit over it, where with a $10, $1,000 product, commissions, low recurring high ticket, can focus on less traffic, turning that into a high ticket sale. Now, my last point, automation. So this is going to be one of my sweet tips that I've been using. It doesn't only have to go for high ticket, but what I like to do is, if I have a website, could be YouTube, is I'll convert that content into somebody subscribing as a lead. And then I can then transfer them over to my Facebook Messenger. And this is where the magic happens. I focus on Facebook Messenger, and then I can communicate with people in real time, or I can send messages back and forth and they'll be able to see it. Excuse me. So how could I convert that low hanging fruit traffic to a sale? Again, the content, we have the conversion mechanism, turning them into a lead, building up that know, like, and trust relationship with them. And then in between of that, you can transfer them over to like your Facebook Messenger. I use ManyChat. ManyChat has allowed me to not 100% automate, but I have sequences and flows that I can set up once, set and forget, that communicates with the chatbot with people, sends them out content every day, every other day, gives them more of my material, sends them back to my content, another download. So that is the biggest component that you can use in your affiliate, digital agency, course creation, e-commerce, Amazon FBA, whatever business that is, using Messenger. So one example here If I'm posting content and somebody's reading, the 5 best percussion massagers, and somebody has a question, maybe they're not specifically sold on buying, but I have a guide for them that will give them the 10 plus tips on using a percussion massager that they might want beforehand. So then they can sign up as a lead, and then I can drip out to them information. Two being, I can put a little website chatbot and somebody can click it and then communicate with it. Or it can be there on my website, or it can be taken over to somewhere like ManyChat, and then I can drip out to them content. I get people coming through that every single day, and it's a blessing. And so with little things like that, if you're doing low traffic, let's say to a high ticket sale, you can get somebody to sign up for that freebie lead magnet you're giving them in exchange for that email. Again, we're building the know, like, and trust on the back end with email. And then you could eventually get them into something like ManyChat, Facebook Messenger, build out an automated flow, a sequence, get people into a text message sequence, jump on a phone call. And then that's where the magic happens. That's what I've been able to do lately with that side of the business. Of course, there's a low ticket products as well, but a combination of all will help you. So that was kind of my number one tip with low, but you can also do that with high, medium traffic levels. And just to leave you with this, don't think that a lack of traffic results in a lack of sales. Turn your thinking around from what you watched in this video, and if you watch it later on and you play it back, really leave the video, go to a quiet space and think. Don't do it during the time you're watching this. Like, you might be nodding your head. When I watch other people, I listen, I'll take notes, I'll go away, maybe for a walk or a jog, and then I sit on it. So do that. Think about what we just talked about, the key points that we talked about today. Traffic energy. So that meaning the more energy that I put in, the more traffic I should get, the more sales that I should make. It's totally false. Turning your traffic on and off with the faucet analogy. So turn on a little drips out. Can't push past that, something's stuck. That's telling you need more content. Sometimes you might have the wrong setting, and we know it just sprays. Spray technique. If we just distribute content in different ways, we don't focus on one thing, we should get a lot of traffic. But if you just focus on one product, you just focus on one channel of content that you can produce for that type of product, then it doesn't really matter how much traffic you get. What matters is how well you're converting. And even now more than ever, that's so crucial. Okay? And then let's see. Traffic versus conversions. We spoke about that. People think less traffic means you should focus less. No. Another part here is silo, but that's more about blogs. Focus on meaningful relationships. That will then in turn get you more conversions, higher conversions, in fact. Do the math. Low tickets, recurring, high tickets. You kind of want to mix those if you can. Get a high ticket one in there. Make sure that that product correlates with a low ticket recurring product. You can kind of put them all together at a point. Automation. Don't think automation is the key to everything. Don't 100% it all. I know even at times I feel the same way, but the truth is you can't automate 100% of it. You can't automate authenticity. I have so many people still to this day, the ManyChat reference. I don't want to talk to your bot. I want to talk to you. So many people complain because that happens, but that's just the front end, and then I'll jump in and help out. So don't focus on automation 100%. Focus on automation, but also focus on the authenticity of talking to that person, knowing that you're there for them. Hey, look, I've been in your shoes. Okay, I'm going to help you. And that's all. I'm so used to doing a on-screen demo of products and stuff like that, or when I'm like somewhat teaching coaching. It's just my style. The whole video to video I can do it again as an introvert. But just focus on all those things that I talked about today, and you should be set. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you leave me something in the comment section. Send me an email. Reach out to me in the Facebook group, which I'm going to link to again. Actually, can I do that right now? See if I can do it. Yeah, there it is. You guys should see it in the comment section. But that is everything from me. I'm done for the day. I'm going to go and exercise a little bit and then get my mind off. But thank you very much for being here today. I do appreciate your time again, your energy up in most, because we all have a lot of time in our day. It's just what we do with our energy that matters most. Okay, thanks. Bye.